Section 5 of the Book of Household Management. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The Book of Household Management by Isabella Beeton. Chapter 3. Arrangement and Economy of the Kitchen, Part 2. 74. To be acquainted with the periods when things are in season is one of the most essential pieces of knowledge which enter into the art of cookery. We have, therefore, compiled the following list, which will serve to show for every month in the year the times when things are in season. January. Fish. Barbel, brill, carp, cod, crabs, crayfish, dace, eels, flounders, haddocks, herrings, lampreys, lobsters, mussels, oysters, perch, pike, plaice, prawns, shrimps, skate, smelts, soles, sprats, sturgeon, tench, thornback, turbot, whitings. Meat. Beef, house lamb, mutton, pork, veal, venison. Poultry. Capons, fowls, tame pigeons, pullets, rabbits, turkeys. Game. Grouse, hares, partridges, pheasants, snipe, wild fowl, woodcock. Vegetables. Beetroot, broccoli, cabbages, carrots, celery, chervil, cresses, cucumbers, forced, endive, lettuces, parsnips, potatoes, savoys, spinach, turnips, various herbs. Fruit. Apples, grapes, medlars, nuts, oranges, pears, walnuts, crystallized preserves, foreign, dried fruits such as almonds and raisins, French and Spanish plums, prunes, figs, dates. February. Fish. Barbel, brill, carp, cod may be bought, but is not so good as in January. Crabs, crayfish, dace, eels, flounders, haddocks, herrings, lampreys, lobsters, mussels, oysters, perch, pike, plaice, prawns, shrimps, skate, smelts, soles, sprats, sturgeon, tench, thornback, turbot, whiting. Meat. Beef, house lamb, mutton, pork, veal. Poultry. Capons, chickens, ducklings, tame and wild pigeons, pullets with eggs, turkeys, wild fowl, though now not in full season. Game. Grouse, hares, partridges, pheasants, snipes, woodcock. Vegetables. Beetroot, broccoli, purple and white, Brussels sprouts, cabbages, carrots, celery, chervil, cresses, cucumbers, forced, endive, kidney beans, lettuces, parsnips, potatoes, savoys, spinach, turnips, various herbs. Fruit. Apples, golden and Dutch pippins, grapes, medlars, nuts, oranges, pears, bonchretien, walnuts, dried fruits, foreign, such as almonds and raisins, French and Spanish plums, prunes, figs, dates, crystallized preserves. March. Fish. Barbel, brill, carp, crabs, crayfish, dace, eels, flounders, haddocks, herrings, lampreys, lobsters, mussels, oysters, perch, pike, plaice, prawns, shrimps, skate, smelts, soles, sprats, sturgeon, tench, thornback, turbot, whiting. Meat. Beef, house lamb, mutton, pork, veal. Poultry. Capons, chickens, ducklings, tame and wild pigeons, pullets with eggs, turkeys, wild fowl, though now not in full season. Game, grouse, hares, partridges, pheasants, snipes, woodcock. Vegetables, beetroot, broccoli, purple and white, Brussels sprouts, cabbages, carrots, celery, chervil, cresses, cucumbers forced, endive, kidney beans, lettuces, parsnips, potatoes, savoys, sea kale, spinach, turnips, various herbs. Fruit, apples, golden and Dutch pippins, grapes, medlars, nuts, oranges, pears, bon chrétien, walnuts, dried fruits, foreign, such as almonds and raisins, French and Spanish plums, prunes, figs, dates, crystallized preserves. April. Fish, brill, carp, cockles, crabs, dory, flounders, ling, lobsters, red and grey mullet, mussels, oysters, perch, prawns, salmon, but rather scarce and expensive, shad, shrimps, skate, smelts, soles, tench, turbot, whitings. Meat, beef, lamb, mutton, veal. Poultry, chickens, ducklings, fowls, leverets, pigeons, pullets, rabbits. Game, hares. Vegetables, broccoli, celery, lettuces, young onions, parsnips, radishes, small salad, sea kale, spinach, sprouts, various herbs. Fruit, apples, nuts, pears, forced cherries, for example, for tarts, rhubarb, dried fruits, crystallized preserves. May. Fish, carp, chub, crabs, crayfish, dory, herrings, lobsters, mackerel, red and grey mullet, prawns, salmon, shad, smelts, soles, trout, turbot. Meat, beef, lamb, mutton, veal. Poultry, chickens, ducklings, fowls, green geese, leverets, pullets, rabbits. Vegetables, asparagus, beans, early cabbages, carrots, cauliflowers, cucumbers, lettuces, peas, early potatoes, salads, sea kale, various herbs. Fruit, apples, green apricots, cherries, currants for tarts, gooseberries, melons, pears, rhubarb, strawberries. June. Fish, carp, crayfish, herrings, lobsters, mackerel, mullet, pike, prawns, salmon, soles, tench, trout, turbot. Meat, beef, lamb, mutton, veal, buck, venison. Poultry, chickens, ducklings, fowls, green geese, leverets, plovers, pullets, rabbits, turkey poults, wheat ears. Vegetables, artichokes, asparagus, beans, cabbages, carrots, cucumbers, lettuces, onions, parsnips, peas, potatoes, radishes, small salads, sea kale, spinach, various herbs. Fruit, apricots, cherries, currants, gooseberries, melons, nectarines, peaches, pears, pineapples, raspberries, rhubarb, strawberries. July. Fish, carp, crayfish, dory, flounders, haddocks, herrings, lobsters, mackerel, mullet, pike, plaice, prawns, salmon, shrimps, soles, sturgeon, tench, thornback. Meat, beef, lamb, mutton, veal, buck, venison. Poultry, chickens, ducklings, fowls, green geese, leverets, plovers, pullets, rabbits, turkey poults, wheatears, wild ducks, corn flappers. Vegetables. Artichokes, asparagus, beans, cabbages, carrots, cauliflowers, celery, cresses, endive, lettuces, mushrooms, onions, peas, radishes, small salading, sea kale, sprouts, turnips, vegetable marrow, various herbs. Fruit. Apricots, cherries, currants, figs, gooseberries, melons, nectarines, pears, pineapples, plums, raspberries, strawberries, walnuts in high season and pickled. August. Fish. Brill, carp, chub, crayfish, crabs, dory, eels, flounders, grigs, herrings, lobsters, mullet, pike, prawns, salmon, shrimps, skate, soles, sturgeon, thornback, trout, turbot. Meat. Beef, lamb, mutton, veal, buck, venison. Poultry. Chickens, ducklings, fowls, green geese, pigeons, plovers, pullets, rabbits, turkey poults, wheatears, wild ducks. Game. Leverets, grouse, blackcock. Vegetables. Artichokes, asparagus, beans, carrots, cabbages, cauliflowers, celery, cresses, endive, lettuces, mushrooms, onions, peas, potatoes, radishes, small salading, sprouts, turnips, various kitchen herbs, vegetable marrows. Fruit. Currants, figs, filberts, gooseberries, grapes, melons, mulberries, nectarines, peaches, pears, pineapples, plums, raspberries, walnuts. September. Fish. Brill, carp, cod, eels, flounders, lobsters, mullet, oysters, plaice, prawns, skate, soles, turbot, whiting, whitebait. Meat. Beef, lamb, mutton, pork, veal. Poultry. Chickens, ducks, fowls, geese, larks, pigeons, pullets, rabbits, teal, turkeys. Game. Blackcock, buck venison, grouse, hares, partridges, pheasants. Vegetables. Artichokes, asparagus, beans, cabbage sprouts, carrots, celery, lettuces, mushrooms, onions, peas, potatoes, salading, sea kale, sprouts, tomatoes, turnips, vegetable marrows, various herbs. Fruit. Bullaces, damsons, figs, filberts, grapes, melons, morella cherries, mulberries, nectarines, peaches, pears, plums, quinces, walnuts. October. Fish. Barbel, brill, cod, crabs, eels, flounders, gudgeons, haddocks, lobsters, mullet, oysters, plaice, prawns, skate, soles, tench, turbot, whiting. Meat. Beef, mutton, pork, veal, venison. Poultry. Chickens, fowls, geese, larks, pigeons, pullets, rabbits, teal, turkeys, widgeons, wild ducks. Game. Blackcock, grouse, hares, partridges, pheasants, snipes, woodcocks, doe, venison. Vegetables. Artichokes, beets, cabbages, cauliflowers, carrots, celery, lettuces, mushrooms, onions, potatoes, sprouts, tomatoes, turnips, vegetable marrows, various herbs. Fruit. apples, black and white bullaces, damsons, figs, filberts, grapes, pears, quinces, walnuts. November. Fish. Brill, carp, cod, crabs, eels, gudgeons, haddocks, oysters, pike, soles, tench, turbot, whiting. Meat. Beef, mutton, veal, doe venison. Poultry. Chickens, fowls, geese, larks, pigeons, pullets, rabbits, teal, turkeys, widgeons, wild duck. Game. Hares, partridges, pheasants, snipes, woodcocks. Vegetables. Beetroot, cabbages, carrots, celery, lettuces, late cucumbers, onions, potatoes, salading, spinach, sprouts, various herbs. Fruit. Apples, bullaces, chestnuts, filberts, grapes, pears, walnuts. December. Fish. Barbel, brill, carp, cod, crabs, eels, dace, gudgeons, haddocks, herrings, lobsters, oysters, pike, shrimps, skate, sprats, soles, tench, thornback, turbot, whiting. Meat. Beef, house lamb, mutton, pork, venison. Poultry. Capons, chickens, fowls, geese, pigeons, pullets, rabbits, teal, turkeys, widgeons, wild ducks. Game. Hares, partridges, pheasants, snipes, woodcocks. Vegetables. Broccoli, cabbages, carrots, celery, leeks, onions, potatoes, parsnips, Scotch kale, turnips, winter spinach. Fruit. Apples, chestnuts, filberts, grapes, medlars, oranges, pears, walnuts, dried fruits, such as almonds and raisins, figs, dates, etc., crystallized preserves. 75. When fuel and food are procured, the next consideration is, how the latter may be best preserved, with a view to its being suitably dressed. More waste is often occasioned by the want of judgment, or of necessary care in this particular, than by any other cause. In the absence of proper places for keeping provisions, a hanging safe, suspended in an airy situation, is the best substitute. A well ventilated larder, dry and shady, is better for meat and poultry, which require to be kept for some time, and the utmost skill in the culinary art will not compensate for the want of proper attention to this particular. Though it is advisable that annual food should be hung up in the open air till its fibres have lost some degree of their toughness, yet if it is kept till it loses its natural sweetness, its flavour has become deteriorated, and, as a wholesome comestible, it has lost many of its qualities conducive to health. As soon, therefore, as the slightest trace of putrescence is detected, it has reached its highest degree of tenderness, and it should be dressed immediately. During the sultry summer months it is difficult to procure meat that is not either tough or tainted. It should, therefore, be well examined when it comes in, and if flies have touched it, the part must be cut off, and the remainder well washed. In very cold weather, meat and vegetables touched by the frost should be brought into the kitchen early in the morning, and soaked in cold water. In loins of meat, the long pipe that runs by the bone should be taken out, as it is apt to taint, as also the kernels of beef. Rumps and edge bones of beef when bruised, should not be purchased. All these things ought to enter into the consideration of every household manager, and great care should be taken that nothing is thrown away, or suffered to be wasted in the kitchen, which might, by proper management, be turned to a good account. The shank bones of mutton, so little esteemed in general, give richness to soups or gravies, if well soaked and brushed before they are added to the boiling. They are also particularly nourishing for sick persons. Roast beef bones, or shank bones of ham, make excellent stock for pea soup. When the whites of eggs are used for jelly, confectionery, or other purposes, a pudding or a custard should be made, that the yolks may be used. All things likely to be wanted should be in readiness: sugars of different sorts, currants washed, picked, and perfectly dry, spices pounded, and kept in very small bottles closely corked, or in canisters, as we have already directed. 72. Not more of these should be purchased at a time than are likely to be used in the course of a month. Much waste is always prevented by keeping every article in the place best suited to it. Vegetables keep best on a stone floor, if the air be excluded; meat, in a cold dry place; as also salt, sugar, sweetmeats, candles, dried meats, and hams. Rice and all sorts of seed for puddings should be closely covered to preserve them from insects, but even this will not prevent them from being affected by these destroyers, if they are long and carelessly kept. Section 5.